Mr. Mittal, I come back to you for a broader picture. You've seen over your entire career and been a member of countless trade delegations. Explain to our viewer what it has taken Prime Minister Narendra Modi to move from a stage where for quite a few years in the first two terms we saw no major trade deal, and now we've seen this intensive effort for a renewed trade engagement bilaterally with multiple nations, and the United States trade deal is the big one that is still to be done. What is driving this renewed approach?
Well, starting the first term of Prime Minister, the world was still in the bilateral mode, more in the multilateral mode, where WTO and large deals under TTP and other things were being discussed. It's only the last few years that momentum of bilateral trade deals have picked up, because in very large sense, the global trade deals, which were envisaged under WTO, and I personally worked through the ICC chairmanship for many years in that program, is now really not relevant anymore, and it's becoming more deals between big nations, big blocs. So India and NAFTA, which is the 4 European countries, India, Australia, India, UAE, India, Saudi, and now India, UK. So you are seeing a lot of bilateral deals coming through. This, to my mind, sets the stage and roadmap for India-EU treaty, which has also been in the works. And also, very importantly, India-US trade deal, which has been much talked about. There have been a few extensions. A lot of hectic parleys are underway. And I think this really is a good framework in which two large economies or large countries can work together to come to agreements which are mutually beneficial to both sides. So I think this will help India's hand in negotiations, especially with the EU, because most of the trades of those markets are similar to UK.
Mr. Mittal, one of the sort of criticisms in India is perhaps to do with giving away too much. So the fine print gives you a far different picture than what some of the political headlines might capture. But to the average Indian who may sort of believe that this is going to negatively impact Make in India, it will negatively impact Aatma Nirbharta, is that the correct way to look at it? Because over the last several years, we have been putting in a lot of effort and seen good results on domestic manufacturing.
I personally feel that domestic manufacturing actually gets advantage, because as I said, India's cost of manufacturing is much lower. Talent is much wider available and at lower pricing. And UK will not be able to produce its own components for automobiles, for hand tools, machine parts, handicrafts, gems and jewelry, leather footwear, ethnic apparel. A lot of these things which are in the MSME space is an advantage to India. Now, will some products come from the UK to India? For sure. That's the part of the deal, that India will also open up the market. Do keep in mind the existing duties were already pretty benign. They were not very high duties between the two countries. And by reduction of some duties in areas like beverages, for example, or auto parts, where India is already very well endowed in terms of local manufacturing and local ecosystem, should not cause big concern. Yes, there will be some high-end cars coming into India, high-end drinks coming into India, but there's a sliver of the market which suits the British side because they need that extra market, but does not disturb a mass market in India.
Absolutely, and that's a very important point that Sunil Bharti Mittal makes. Viewers remember, he's someone who I've tracked, and I know that when Bharti went out doing some of its first large fundraisers globally, there were even concerns around opening up for foreign investment at that time, and see how much the needle has moved since then.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.